The lean sector.
Some people saved money, made more profit. Recently, we've had a company who saved 8 weeks of production time.
We need to put them in the best position to survive, be flexible, be productive, be agile.
There's no substitute for direct observation. To see the turnaround of his company is just mind-blowing.
Tools and technique, that's the easy, but it's getting your leaders engaged, motivated, and being able to sustain it. That's the real challenge.
There's a reason why I've put that as the intro to my videos. I'm going to use it for all of December because I'm going to keep playing it until it sticks, until people start to realise the importance of what he actually said just then. I'll repeat it for you. The last guy that spoke said the tools and the techniques. That's the easy bit. It's getting your leaders engaged, motivated, and able to sustain it. That's your real challenge. When you use video properly, you can do exactly that. I'm going to show you how I did on it. This is not something that I think might work. This is something that I actually did. So I'm going to quickly go through the post, quick run through what we're going to look at. We'll go through it. I'll tick off the checklist, and I've got the post up on LinkedIn as well. So you've got comments, tag me because I'm not sure that they actually come through eCab Live, but tag me on the LinkedIn post because I'll check it before this is finished and I'll answer them all. So one of the best turnarounds that I was ever involved in happened not last year, the year before, okay? And this is what I did. I used LinkedIn Lives. I used to go live on LinkedIn to set. What happened was the project was way behind. We come in, we got smashed. We had to turn things around, and we had to turn around quick. So I was doing everything that I could on site, and I went, I need more leverage. How can I get more leverage? How can I get this to happen? Get leaders engaged, motivated, and able to sustain it, and get the message to the paddock as well. The answer, of course, was video. I've been doing video for almost, since 2008, 2009, somewhere around there, when I first started using it. And then I just realised, discovered on this project what a powerful tool it was, not just for marketing, which I've done a lot of as well, and this is marketing as well, the way that we're going to use it. What a powerful tool that it was to be able to create culture and give everyone clarity on where the project's actually going. Because you go back to the book, The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team, Patrick Lencioni said it best. If you get everyone in an organisation heading in the same direction, you can achieve any targets under any obstacles at any time. That's a beanie version of it. He doesn't quite say it like that, but you get the gist, all right? So every week I went live and talk to what we'd actually done. So I'm going to show you who can actually do this. All right, you don't need to be like me. You don't need to be comfortable presenting. If you can get up and talk in front of a pre-start, which I'm assuming that you can if you're a PM, you can do this. You don't need any specific equipment. I have some good gear. All you need is your phone, and I'd highly recommend that you get a wireless mic like this because it will make your life easier, but you could just do it off your phone. Start with people took the piss. Happened all the time, still does it now. What's he doing? Why is he doing videos? Why is he doing fucking LinkedIn lives? Thinks he fucking knows everything. I still do. The reason why I do it is because it works. And you don't even need to do this. Doing this video, you don't have to do it on the socials like I do. I'm going to show you a platform where you can take it all offline. Only people on your project are going to see it, and we can create alignment there. Video, when it's used properly, I'm going to show you the real value of it in dollar per hour, what this impact has on the site. PMs, tomorrow I'm running a live session. I'm going to show you how to use a platform called School, which is where you take the video offline, communicate who does what when. We talked to down there. So we looked at who's going to do it, how much of an impact that it has, where it's going to move you from. It's going to move from shit show up to flawless execution. We'll have a look at when we do this and what's the best type of videos to do when we do them. Have a look at our flywheel there, how we create momentum through this, through using video. And what works. So let's kick off. Let's get back to the who. I'll start ticking this off. All right, so this up here says align your team before Christmas. The shorter your compressed amount of time that you've got to try and do something like this, the more impact that you're going to have with your videos. You're running out of time to align your team before Christmas. I've got a few sessions left. If you want to book in for one of them, I've got 4 sessions left. This week's gone already. Next week's you're running out of time very, very quickly. So if you have been a PM or you're a project director, one of those sorts of roles, senior executive roles, you had people try agile, some sort of agile practice, lean, agile, theory, constraint, scrum, whatever it is, and it failed. This is part of the reason why. Didn't know how to use video. Hired a consultant and it didn't really stick. Again, it's because of this, right? Getting your leaders engaged, motivated, and able to sustain it. That's your real challenge. If you're ready to go now, of course, you can book in and I will give you a hand with this. I'll be really blunt and a little bit brutal here. If your PM knew how to do this, knew how to use video, knew how to do all the things that I was speaking to, create flow, create these loops, if they had all this stuff in hand, your project would never go off the rails in the first place. It would stay on track. We have loaded up PMs to the point where they are spinning the wheels and don't know where to turn next. AI is part of the solution. It's only a small part of it, but you've got to know how to use it properly and have it working on the right things to turn a project around. You must know about flow, how to create flow. I see people all the time, oh yeah, I've seen a few contractors, particularly here on LinkedIn, and they'll go, bring us on board, we get shit done. That's good, you get shit done. We need to get shit done. But we need it done at the right time and the right place. We need to know who does what, when. Purely getting shit done can actually be detrimental to your project if it's not done at the correct time. All right, so we know who can do this. All you got to say is, don't say, I like this quote the other day, don't say one day, we'll do that one day. That's a good idea, Benny. One day we'll have a crack at that. Say day one, start today. So we know who this is for. In the book, 80/20 Sales and Marketing, the definitive guide to doing less and making more. There is, and I've spoken to this before, when you think, what's marketing got to do with all this? Everything. If you can't market this and get your leaders engaged, motivated, and able to sustain it, then it is never, ever going to stick. All right, so marketing comes into it a lot. Perry Marshall split tasks up into 4 columns. He's got $10 per hour task, $100 per hour task, $1,000 per hour task, and $10,000 per hour task. This is based off of what sort of impact do these tasks have on a business. Of course, this is marketing focused, but there is a couple of tasks in here which are highly conducive or extremely important to construction, okay? One is planning and prioritizing, and the other one is, which is $1,000 per hour task, and the other one is establishing values and culture and maintaining it, which we can do with video when we do it the right way. Most PMs have got their head stuck in their email inbox, they're doing reports, or they're spending the majority of their time in very poorly run meetings. Those tasks sit in here. $10 an hour, that's the dollar per hour value that they are delivering to the project. $10 an hour and $100 per hour. What we're going to do is shift the PM out of that thinking. Most of that too, by the way, can be automated by a very simple dashboard that can get that information to everyone. Get rid of, most of the emails can be gone, reports. You have a live dashboard so everyone can see where the project's at any given time, which creates better run meetings rather than poorly run meetings. By the way too, if you tried Agile practice and it failed and you hired a consultant, it didn't stick, again, it comes back to here. Getting your leaders engaged, motivated. What we need to do is shift the PM's time and attention to here. Planning and prioritizing, doing it with a team. Perry calls that $1,000 per hour task, and he calls 10K per hour building a culture. We're going to mix the two of these together. So we're going to do our planning and prioritizing, build and maintain our culture, all while we are doing video, exactly like we are doing right now. All right, so I know how much impact this is going to have. Where does it move us from? So you've got fighter pilots. This is a baseline that I use for great. Fighter pilots execute their missions flawlessly, not perfectly, flawlessly, is somewhere almost around 99% of the time. What they set out to do, they get the mission done. It doesn't exactly look like what they planned. Things change, things go off track. Nothing ever goes to plan. Mike Tyson said it the best. Everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face. 98% of the time, they achieve the mission flawlessly. That's what we're aiming for. If we are not at 98% flawless. This corner up here is for great and flawless. Okay, Jim Collins said it best. Good is the enemy of great. You got 3 levels, 1 or 3 levels of shit show going on your site, and you got to be really honest about this and start having a look and seeing which level you sit at. It's a little bit of a shit show. We're pretty good. We're not too bad. We get shit done. Still a shit show. You got a real shit show, or you got the 3rd level, which was what I walked into, which was a complete and utter shit show. Video is a key driver from moving us out of this up here to flawless. It is a mob called OpenEXO, Exponential Organisation. Exponential Organisation is an organisation that's 10 times more effective than its closest competitor. They know this because they studied startups and they looked at the key attributes that the startups have that made them deliver exponential results. Not average, not a little bit better than average, not 100% better than average, 10 times better than average. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the 11, 12 key attributes can be done with video. Get 4 of them right, they say, you're well on your way to a 10x result. Number 1, it becomes the interface. Okay, I'll show you how it becomes the interface when we come down to this section down here, and I'll show you a little platform called School, where we could be broadcasting our daily planning sessions across the whole site without bringing any extra tech on site or having to be wizards to use it or anything else like that. It drives experimentation. Go and have a look on YouTube, search FastCap and watch what's called 2-second lead and see how they make small improvements. They'll take a before and after video. We were struggling with this. We made this small improvement. Now it's created X result. So it drives experimentation. Creates autonomy because people know the clearer the picture that they have of what they're supposed to be doing, the better able they are able to go and autonomously do what they're supposed to be doing by themselves. It drives a social factor. It creates community and crowd, which are all keys to having a really effective site. It's what's known as a leveraged asset, as in we can just go and pay for school US $9 per month. And we've got a site set up there where we can put all this up, use this video, create what we're talking about here. And it drives engagement. Okay, so that's where you're going to move from. When you get this right, start doing that, using it as an interface, which drives experimentation, autonomy, social, community and crowd, leverage asset, and engagement. You want to start to move a shit show up into flawless execution. Who does what when? This is how who does what when would have to be one of the most powerful things that we can have to have everyone on the site heading in the same direction. Who does what when? The most powerful way to show that is via this thing called here, which is called a tact plan. It's all about sequencing the word, getting everyone in a rhythm, getting everyone moving at the same speed, everyone heading in the same direction. If we get everyone heading in the same direction, we'll deliver any project and any circumstances at any time, regardless of the obstacles that get thrown in our way. So tact plan, it shows time across the top here. These are what's called a tack wagon. So I'd say most of these would probably be 2 days. That's beside the point. Don't need to do that. Worry about that today. This replaces your Gantt chart, by the way, which is a rant for another day. But this is a far more powerful version than a Gantt chart. And then we split by areas down this side here. The way that I would do this, to use this as the interface, to align the whole team before Christmas. This is one of the key things that I would start doing. I'll be using a planning process called Flex. What I would be doing in the morning for our morning meeting, whether we do pre-start or whatever it is, we have what's known as a school community. If you want to go and check out how school community works, head across and have a look at school, SKOOL, not the SCHOOL. Oh, I hated that place. SKOOL.com/scrum. You will come to construction school. You can see up next to where it says write something, then it says go live. So you click that little button right there, allow, and we could right now run a call that's going across the whole site. So we're going, instead of everyone getting a sheet for pre-start and they go out and they put their version of what they think the pre-start sheet means to their team. And we've got 20 teams running around the paddock. Every supervisor gives their different version of what they think that is to 20 different teams. All the different people in that group interpret it a different way. We're not getting one clear message out to the team. This mitigates that. This is how this becomes the interface. We go to pre-start, school life, PM, CM, superintendent, whoever runs one pre-start. The guys that are just setting up pre-start, someone's got a phone or an iPad. You'd even go, if you want to get really technical, go and buy a little Bluetooth speaker like that you Bluetooth it to, so everyone can hear cleanly. You can buy one of those for somewhere between 50 and $100, something like that. They get on site, they get on live on school. This is a plan for the day, guys, okay? Civil boys, you're in area 1. You got to get from A to B. You've got 2 days to get there because the structure's coming straight in behind you. Next 2 days after you're finished. Structure, in 2 days' time, you're in there. Mechanical, you come behind them 2 days after that. Piping, you're 2 days after that. Electrical, you're 2 days after that. So the whole site can see what's the number 1 priority, what's the global optimised goal, the key deliverable, the mission that the whole project has to achieve, not just what each person's going to do in their little different areas. Is that switched on? How did that actually track back? What each person's going to do in their one areas. We stop everyone becoming silo and focused on just their area. What this does is gives everyone an overall picture of where the whole project needs to move to for the week, the day, the shift, flow. So we use that with school life. That is how I would be creating who does what, when video. This is the loop that we create so that we are doing this every day. And this is set up in a flywheel because it gets stronger and stronger and stronger each time that we go out. We do this each day. It's based on a few things. Number 1's called the 3 pillars of success by Keith Cunningham. So number 1 is plan your day before it starts. Do that there. We get a measurable output. What do we need to achieve today? Where do we need to be? What do we need to do? What each team knows exactly what their output is and how that affects the rest of the project. Who does what when. At the end of the day, we do what's known as a debrief via the Orca process. Again, I would just go back to school and live that. This is a debrief from the day. This is what we said we were going to do. Orca stands for objective. What was our objective? What was the mission for the day? What were the results? Where did we actually get to? Did we get done what we said we were going to get done? Okay, if we didn't, what caused it? What created dramas? Was it wind? Was it people? Whatever it was. What are our actions? What do we need to do, put into tomorrow's planning session in the morning to pull us back on track? Can supercharge it with AI. I do these sessions every day on LinkedIn Live at the moment. I'm up to day about 9, I think. Yeah, 10% through. Day 9 of 90. I'm doing an Orca every day. So I use AI to supercharge it. Not going to go into that today. Not the purpose of this video, but we could be doing that in school as well. And then we go back and we repeat the loop. In the morning, we'd go to a school live, do a flex planning session, talk everyone through that, do the debrief at the end of the day. We're using video as our interface to drive experimentation, create autonomy, create a social aspect to our project, use the community and crowd, use the genius of everyone that we've got. We're not wasting wasting potential. We're using the people that we've got on the project, every one of them, to help drive the project in the right direction. It's a leverage asset. We're creating engagement with these people. Why it works. There's a great quote by a guy called Charlie Dunn. He said, planning is something that we do to people, not with them, and then we wonder why it doesn't work. The team own the plan and the outcome because they're bought in, because they are seeing it all done live and they've giving their feedback through the Orca sessions. to what needs to happen the next day. They can also, we could set this up so that they get involved with the flex as well. A little bit more complex, but we could do that too. We're using incremental actions. People can go with this experimentation and 2-second lean, create little actions that drive exponential results. Small things that have a big, that compound, have a big impact. It's a very simple process. If you can get on your phone and write a text message, you can run a live through school. Follows a great process for creating processes, which my mate Tom Hughes created, which is get to the Gemba to do it. Gemba's the work front. Needs to be easily recognised. That's easily recognised. Easy to do. It's very easy to do. It's available at the point of use. We can do it all off a phone if we need to, and test it and train. We're testing and train people via what's known as deliberate practice every day on flex planning and Orca debriefing, which again is driving our experimentation and our autonomy. It eliminates the 8th waste, which is wasted potential. We get by getting everyone engaged. We got them switched on. In the book Drive by Daniel Pink, said there's 3 things that the surprising truth about what motivates us. Surprising truth about what motivates us is the 3 things are autonomy, purpose. We've got a purpose. The purpose is that we're going to use everyone on the project to make the project a much better, more enjoyable place to work. So we've got a strong purpose. Autonomy. We've got autonomy because we're giving it to them via video. And a drive towards mastery. This experimentation and the 2-second lean covers the mastery bit. It lets them improve a little bit every single day. It creates focus. Who does what when? Get everyone in flow. Everyone heading in the same direction. All right, I'm just going to do a quick check of LinkedIn. I'm going to try something while I'm here. And I'll see if the comments... Can you see this, Bernie? And post that comment, just see if that actually comes through. I don't think it does. I think I only get the comments back from... No, it didn't come through. All right. There's some great information below as well that you can go and use on there. Done why it works. How I can help. As Les Brown says, information was all you needed. Everyone would be skinny, rich, and happy. If your PM could already do all of this stuff, your project wouldn't be off track. It would be on track. PMs need help. This is not a shot at PMs. They're overloaded with way too much stuff. The industry's got to the point we've got completely ridiculous at what we're trying to get them to do. We literally bog them down in all this administrative work, and they wonder why they can't get out in the paddock, plan and prioritise with their team and build culture. It's because we've got them stuck doing reports and emails and running poor meetings that don't need to be done. We need to learn to eliminate. Think of it as a hierarchy of control that we use for safety. What's the number one thing that you do? First thing you do, the hierarchy of control tells us to eliminate. We need to take that same method across to what we're actually doing. Does this actually need to get done? Is it delivering any value? My role in this is 2 parts. I become a wingman, so I've got their back. Help them create the alignment that they need to make this stuff stick. When people are taking the piss, I go, why are you doing that? Just wasting time. Why are you wasting time doing videos? They can have a crack at me instead of a PM. Give him the breathing space that he needs to get the job back on track. I can show you how to avoid the traps. Been there, done it, because I've done it in real time. If he hasn't done this before, he's not going to be able to learn all this and do all this while he's still trying to run a job. Not going to happen. Let's be realistic. The other part for me is to be the catalyst, which is remove roadblocks to getting these things in place and mitigate the resistance to change, which we use. This is why we use this simple framework here, and we use what's known as packs, which I spoke to in other videos. That's it. There is no magical formula. There is no hack, single hack. There is a single hack. Turn up every fucking day and execute that. That is the hack. Show everyone, teach everyone how to see 2 things. Waste where time, years, resources and talent's getting wasted, and how to create flow, the opposite of waste. The opposite of waste is flow. Anyway, want my help? Reach out. There's either 1 or 2 stories going on. When I say to you, if you want my help, you're thinking along the lines of this guy.
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
Some people are more like, Roy, can't that.
Roy, you come to the club tonight?
Hold on, will you be there?
Of course, bro.
Then fuck no!
Which is fair enough. I, as I like to say, am an acquired taste. If it's the first one, you want to know some more, head across to ambitioustarget.com. There is a couple of sessions there that can still get in before Christmas. But you are dangerously close to running out of time to align your team before Christmas. And you don't want to see how much of New Year disappears if you leave it till then. Take it, use it, make it a great week. If you've got any other questions, this video, whether you're watching it, if you're on YouTube, probably going to need to head across to LinkedIn or find me somehow. There'll be a link there somewhere where you can message me via WhatsApp or something like that. If you're on LinkedIn, shoot me a DM or comment on the video if you've got questions on it. And we'll speak soon.